Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, bum, Bashers. What's up, everybody? It is Thursday, February 13th at 5:01-ish and change. How are you all? Great to see you on this Basher Thursday. I thought we'd mix it up a little bit today and talk about yesterday's announcement of the nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Wah, 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 wah. It's never fun for people who like rock. What is rock? What is rock anyway? Is it rock and thing by itself? Is it part of R&B? Is it part of jazz? All stuff we'll talk about. Who got in there at number one? It's Dean. Dean, the dancing machine. He's in here. Not again. Not again. Don't forget. Do, 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 do. It's just a silly thing we're going through. Anybody see 10cc last night on the BBC Proms? God, it was good. Man, what a song that is. 10cc, not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Godley and Cream, two of the most amazing, well, and Graham as well. They're a great band. How many people out there love 10cc? I know I do. He relinquished his crown. RP 1960. Again, Dean Foyle. Daniel Gutierrez says, Bashers, I'm going to be doing a walkabout tomorrow, Daniel. Because I wanted to do this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing, and I wanted to make sure all the glitches were out of the mobile problem that we were having, and that's all sorted. So I'll be on the road tomorrow night doing a Basharoonie from the streets of New York City. And then the big guy will join me, and he can man the bing bang booms and all that stuff, and I can just go around the city and grab a couple of drinks and take you on a tour, and we'll see how that goes. It should be fun. I can't wait. It's been a while, and the weather seems to be pretty good. Dave Fahrenheit 451 is in there at number 4. Is that 4, 1, 2? Yeah, number 4. Hey, Dave, great to see you in there. He's one of the Dean and him have the crown at this point in the game. It's hard to see. They keep relinquishing it because they're so kind. Dean says, "Hey, Dirk, great tune yesterday." Oh, he got a custom tune. I'll tell you what it was now. I was thinking Dean. Okay. So I chose a rendition of the song from the prime of Miss Jean Brodie. It was written by Rod McEwen, but it was most famously made popular by a guy named Oliver. I don't think he ever had another hit after that, but it was Jean, Jean, roses are red. So I turned it into Dean, Dean, and made it about gardening. The silly things we do here at iBashers Central. What can I tell you? That's because you're worth it. Because you're worth it. Kevin Landon is here, upvoted number 2 today. Greetings and best wishes to Dirk and all the Bashers. Well, and to you too, Kevin Landon. Today marks 3 years since my cousin Sharon saved my life by forcing me to go to the hospital and stop working. Well, you work too goddamn hard there, Kevin Landon, and we want you in town for the big Basher Jamboree that's going to happen sometime in 2025. So you not working is the greatest thing. The greatest thing that ever happened to me is Shane and Carolyn Martin telling me to stop working behind a bar on being on my feet for 12 hours a day, which I did for, forever. I was always that guy that whilst several other members of my band decided to eke out their fortunes in other musical endeavors, I always did it as a side project. Not that I was not 100% committed, because I was, but I always had a day job, and I always bartended in New York City. That was just the way I did it. And you know what? It takes a toll on you. The hours, the travel, being on your feet, it really does. And then dealing with less than fun bosses and things like that. I did have a great boss when I worked at El Rio Grande. Not in the end, because they left. I had a really great experience there for the most part. So it all depends. Andy M is here. Good evening, Cancer. Wishing you and yours only good things. Well, I got to pull that banner up because only good things is what we do here. Or we try to do. We're not perfect. None of us are perfect. But we try to give a high quality, good, clean, fun show, except on Friday. But you know how it is. Listen, we can all strive to be better people. It's just every day is a work in progress, right? Trying to be the best selves we can possibly be. It's important. Box and cats is box and cats, cats and boxes, cats and boxes. 19 cats to save the world, says Ray Ray. Well, that was my sterile boardroom with a bunch of cats and an ominous cat and one guy writing, and that took me a long time to do that thumbnail because I got the basic image together, but then I had to go into Photoshop and I had to create the blackboard. And I put a list of the artists that I think I can't believe aren't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it. Very generous of you, Dean. You're a true basher. He is indeed. Cheers to you, cocktails. I'm having a Drew B coffee in my Joe LaFaro glass. And tomorrow, well, I won't be in the studio tomorrow, but at some point I'll be having some of my beautiful Dr. Scotty Love glasses, my wine Riedels. He told me after he sent me those beautiful Riedel glasses, he told me that he drinks out of like crappy Libby from the Five and Dime. I was like, that's not fair. You sent me some of the best glasses in the world, and they're beautiful. I'm very protective of them. I told them that when I'm done with them, I wash them, I hang them, and then I put them in the box because the box is padded. It's nice. And in this house, things get broken. So I just don't do it. Hey, Mike Callan. Happy Thursday, Bashers. Be kind and upvote. That's it. Cheers. Cheers to you, Mike Callan. Let's raise a glass to our beautiful Mike Callan. Always so cheerful. That picture just makes me smile every single time. And Ken Furby on the slopes. Hello, everyone. Hello, Dirk. Dina's gone and done it again. I listen, man. Look at the way he runs his life. He's very methodical. He's on top of all tasks, all things great and small. How he does that, I don't know. I've tried to rig it. I've even sent certain people emails. I'm about to post it. But if you're not on top of he must have one of those Apple Watches that speaks to him. Does he have an Apple Watch? Do you have an Apple Watch? You wouldn't buy one of those, would you? I'm not against the Apple Watch for a lot of reasons. The main reason is that it's really a great thing for people who have some kind of maladies. Like if you have a heart arrhythmia, or if you're a heart patient, or you're the recipient of you have high blood pressure, those things, if you're alone and you pass out, it'll call the cops. It'll call here it's over 999 by you guys, 911 here. It'll call. And if you live alone, if you don't have a special someone or a family in your life and you're a single person all by yourself, that's pretty cool. So for health, I don't have a problem with people having them. I know they're not watches per se, though they keep time better than the best watches in the world. They're still electronics, but I think for health reasons, it's pretty damn cool. I got one for Paul. I just thought, not for any particular reason, but and he wears it. He uses it. You could use it as a Dick Tracy thing. I am wearing the Weekender, the Woodstock edition today. Can I pull that up there? Yeah, there it is. Come on, give me a. Can I just do it the right way? It's upside down because I've got it on my right hand. My beautiful Melly C timepiece that I love, and I wear them all the time. This is my favorite of the bands. I'll take it off so you guys can see it. This is so cute. It's so great. It's a great little walk around watch. It's a beautiful. The band is so comfortable. It's ridged, so if you sweat, it like kind of takes the sweat away. It's got a wicking quality to it, which is pretty great. I am a big Timex fan. I think that they make great watches. They're amazing. They take a licking and they keep on ticking. And that is their slogan. And I think that's just fantastic. Hey, Calloy, upvoted. Thank you so much. It's really small thing to do. If you want to do it, it's right down there. It's the upvote. If you like being a part of a community, we like watches, we like cats, we like dogs, we like people. We like people. We like to be better than others. Let's be the best bashers we can be. Andrew Wolkowicz, Canadian $5, working till 5:30. Interesting weather. What is going on in the middle of slap dab in the middle of Canada? In the 51st state. Be safe, everyone, and upvote and subscribe. Be an inspiration to all the bashers. Become a patron if you can. Aw, that's very sweet of you. Big Bang Boom, the Andrew Wolkowicz commemorative gong. And why the hell not? Thank you, beautiful one. And Melly C, happy Friday Eve, Dirk, and all the bashers. Cheers to you, beautiful Melly C. I see that she sent some pictures. I hope it's Fergal's birthday. 2 birthdays. Two. Let's talk two, not one, but 2 birthdays. Now, I'm not sure of the date of the second guy, but I know today is Fergal's birthday because he announced yesterday. So once again, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Fergal. Andrew B's birthday too. He wrote me that he's out of town. His beautiful wife treated him to a little bit of relaxation and spa. He's got a picture. I'll send it of his jacuzzi that he's got, and I hope he has a great libation to go with it. I mean, that guy, what he's been through in the last couple of months, he deserves every ounce of pampering he could possibly get because he does so much for his family and for Kay and Heather too, of course. Thanks, Heather. Thank you for pampering our boy. We're very, very happy. Very happy. Mart's here. Happy iBashers. It's iBasher Thursday. Upvote right down there if you can. You know, I don't really say subscribe and upvote, but please subscribe and upvote if you like the show, if you like to be part of a little community. We're 2,100 and something strong, and we've stayed there for a while, which means one thing, that a lot of people haven't discovered us, and a lot of people want to stay, which is incredibly humbling to me, and I'm grateful for all of that. Thank you, guys. Hiteshi, happy Thursday, all. Did you catch Oshin's watches? I started to watch it. I saw it late, but of course I know what watches he has, and I know what he's purchased. But I wanted to see the finished product. I'll watch it after the show. RP 1960, you got your song today. You got Basher Ball because you weren't in that cycle, so there you got that. So after the show, I've got a little bit of time, so I'll sit down and watch that show. I'm sure lots of people are super interested in what he has and what he's, you know, I don't know the extent of it. I guess it's every watch he's ever purchased. That's a long video because, man, he's gone through a lot of stuff. He falls in love, you know, he falls in love with them. And sometimes they just don't stick. Luckily for me, everything that I have, I absolutely love, and I wear them all. There's not one that stays out of rotation. Not one of them. Not a single solitary one of them. I love them all. Upvote. Yeah, and thank you very much for that. And Travis! Hello, Dirk and the Bashers. Oh, my God. Look, everybody. It's Travis. He's in the room. Great to see you, Travis. Now, that's a wrist shot made for a magazine. I mean, it's the manliest of fists and wrists. Fists and wrists. And look at that. Could it look even better than that? That's the era that I like the very most, my friend. That looks great on you. You could be a watch model. You know that? Like Joe LaFaro. Happy Thursday, Bashers. Him too. These guys with these hyper masculine wrists looking so manly. Listen, I have a 725 wrist. It's not the biggest wrist in the whole wide world. But it's, you know, certainly not Tim Masso. I always feel bad because that guy's he's the governor. Nobody's better than Tim Masso. When I need to really find out and know something about a watch, I go and I look to see, and I can't keep track of what watch box is called now. Now it's called Watch 1916, or they've changed it so many times. It should just be called Tim Masso. Have they not figured that out yet? Because without him, they're nothing. Nobody cares about that company at all. The 1916 company or whatever the frick it's called. It's Tim Masso. He's the brand. He's the guy. I don't get it. Who cares? DP is in the room. How are you, DP? Great to see you. Good afternoon, all. That watch is just that Blancpain. Man, is that beautiful. Oh. I'm not a Roman numerals guy. Not in the slightest. But certain watches with Roman numerals do it for me, and that certainly does. That is just gorgeous. Blancpain, man. Parts 1 and 2. Is that how he's breaking it up? 1 and 2? Well, he probably would have to do that for a short attention span theater, I would imagine, because people have short attention spans. And so many watches. And just because you buy a lot of watches doesn't mean you keep a lot of watches, unless you just got more money than God, you know, because sometimes you just have to get rid of one or two to make room for the one that you want. That's just a fact of life. I know a lot of people go on and on about, oh, you went through so many watches. I mean, some people like to downgrade too because they've got too many. Not Dean, of course, but a lot of people like to downgrade. But sometimes you'll find a watch that you bought that you really, really liked, and you don't love it anymore. And then there's that other one that's out there that you think is great. Shane sent me an interesting email. A guy wrote him a letter about the new First Omega in Space, which is the watch I would really like to have. And he had a complaint about the crystal, which I call sapphire, which sapphire Omega. It's a great way. It should catch on, but Are you not listening to me, Reynold? Apparently he's very unhappy about a certain way that it refracts the light. It creates a pattern that looks like scratches. I didn't see it because I did not take that watch outdoors into direct sunlight. I only saw it in a optimum environment, and everything about it was beautiful. And we'll talk about it when I pull it up. It was not something that bothered me. It's plastic. Something's got to give. It can't be. It doesn't have. I've said this a million times. It creates the distortion that Hesselite has, but it isn't. It's not plastic. It's sapphire crystal. So I don't know. I don't know. It's supposed to mimic the plastic, but it doesn't. I don't. We'll see. We'll take a look. Softcore Terricore coming back for more. Just tweaked my new homemade black sambuca recipe. Knee pads and elbow pads recommended before drinking. What kind of kinky party are you having at Softcore Terricore? That sounds crazy. You should suggest that to Kojak for his show that he does with Timmy, because he's the new maestro, you know. Lots of people are out there making drinks online, but I think he brings a new twist to the table, and it's pretty great. Big Bang Boom for you. Thank you so much for that. Super Chat Gong 2. Oh, Dean does. Yes, I got an Apple Ultra for work. Of course, he got the top of the line one. That's a big, big watch, man. I've seen a lot of people walking around with that. It looks like they've got an iPad on their wrist because it's big. I think you could pull it off, but I don't think a lot of people can. You see, forgive me, ladies, but unless you're large Marge, I don't think it works. It's a very big watch. It's very meaty, very, very bulky looking thing. They're cool. And it's expensive. It's very expensive, but for work purposes, it makes sense. I saw the typo. Who cares? Who cares, Dean? Who cares? Kevin Landon says, it is in the Irish DNA to keep going no matter what may happen. Yeah, it is. You work till you're dead. Right. Oh, have you not seen him? Where's Colm? Have you not seen Colm? Yeah, right. He dropped dead in the fields. Yeah, that's true. I haven't known very many people that give up. Working hard. The Irish work hard and they play hard. That is a fact, Jack. The Apple Watch is the modern day life alert held by phone. It is. It is that. Anybody who doesn't know what that thing is, there used to be these commercials. I don't remember. They were a long time ago, but they'd show some elderly person and they're struggling to get into the bathtub. And the next thing you'd hear is clunk. And they'd be like, help, I've fallen and I can't get up. Hello, Mrs. Jones. This is Life Alert. How can we assist you? It was like some kind of, I don't even know how that worked. This is pre-Wi-Fi. How did that work? Does anybody know how that worked? Life Alert. But now it is Life Alert. As a matter of fact, your phone will do the same thing. Apple, I don't know about Samsung's. They probably have similar, Huawei's or Xiaomi's or whatever. I don't know how to say that brand. All of these companies that are banned in the US of A. They must have that in there, but Apple's got this thing built in that if you have your phone or your watch and you're in your car and there's an impact. It happened to a couple of weeks ago. Paul and I were leaving his dad's house and it was slippery and he slipped on the sidewalk and he hit the ground hard on his knee. And he was okay, but he got a little bruised up. But the watch said, do you want me to call paramedics? It looks as if you've taken a hard fall, and that gave it an impact scale. It said how hard he hit the ground. So I thought that was really fascinating. So I've seen it in action. Mr. J.C. Kingsley, that's the way, he likes it, J.C. and the Kingsley Band, and the Basher Band. Afternoon Bashers, great to see you. Sent me a couple of really interesting videos. They were cool. Did you make those? I don't know. I'm amazed at people's talent. Who doesn't love Woodstock, says Joe LaFaro. I mean, is he not the cutest thing ever? I mean, Snoopy's the cutest thing ever, and then just the two of them together is magical on so many levels. I loved them. Hope you enjoyed the 2 clips I sent you, Dirk. Idle hands. I loved them. You're a very, very super funny and creative guy. I have to say that. Nellie C says, Timexes are great. I know. And listen, I had one when I was a kid, and now I've got 3 unbelievable Timex courtesy of her. Yes. Over the course of the iBashers, Melly C has sent me 3 Timexes, and I have them all. And I have them out because I wear them so often. I've got the red Snoopy right here. Let me get my face out of there. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful. The first one she gave me was the Charlie Brown, which is fantastic. You know, they're quartz, so they all are in perfect time. And my Woodstock. I have a little shelf here that I keep my daily drivers on, and I love it. Dean says, "Hey Travis, hey Travis. It's been so long since we've seen you, Travis. So everybody's so happy to see you in the room. Send us a picture. Send us some stuff to the Gallery of Bashtards, man. You know, Basherdirk@gmail.com. Send us. We're craving. We're dying. We're needing. We want some. Travis. Remember that? We would love to see some of your beautiful wrist shots because they're great, and we love your watch collection too. So send it on in, Travis." Melly C says, "Happy birthday, Fergal. Happy birthday, Fergal." And Drew B. I'm not sure if it's today or tomorrow, but they're away for a couple of days, and they deserve it. Let's go reverse takeover, and USA can be our fourth Terry. Yeah. Who knows how that's all going to, I don't know. Who cares? I don't know. 3 birthdays today. It's my 21st birthday today. Is it your birthday, Melly C? Please tell us if it's really your birthday. Please. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dearest Melly. Happy birthday to you. We love you. All the love in the world to you. Thank you so much. If it's your birthday, tell us. We'll sing you a song. Dean says, "Hey, Drew B, moon swatches melt in the sun. How do you think about that?" Hello. He's not here. He said he's going to miss the show because he's in a jacuzzi, and hopefully he has a big-ass drink and his beautiful wife. And what more could he want? That's what he deserves, a little R&R, because the guy's been on fire. So I don't think he's here. He said, "I'll probably miss today and tomorrow." So we miss you, but we want you to have a great time. Oh, that's so sweet. VZ, baby. Hitesh C, but it was combined. I was going to have to re-comment. No, it's fine. I can read between. I've gotten so used to how these all work. Dirk, no. I already said it. Take extra batteries. Stay away from crowds, which may affect your signal. So go, Dirk, walk about to the ends of the earth, faces and places unheard. I stuck in a little Rob Halford in that, but places and faces unheard, slashing destruction that's second to none. Danny Gutierrez. I'm not going to forget it. I'm all set up. I signed in. I was able to get in there. It's ready to go. I'm going to start the show at 5 o'clock. The big guy's going to show up probably around. I'm going to start the show at 6 o'clock. The guy will show up about 6:15. And maybe I'll start a little earlier. Depends on the sunlight and the temperature. And I'll take you guys. Tell me where you want me to go. Because, when you live in a big city like New York, I've taken you so many places already. We've been to Rock Center. We've been to the Statue of Liberty. We've been downtown. We've been uptown. We've been to Saks Fifth Avenue. We've been to Central Park a couple of times. We've been to St. John the Divine, St. Patrick's Cathedral, Rock Center. So many spots. If there's a place in New York that you've never been, or you loved when you were here, or you would love to see me take you there, please send me the comment at Basherdirk@gmail.com. That is Basherdirk@gmail.com. And listen, you just point me in the right direction. Point me in the direction of Albuquerque. I want to go home. Home. I'll totally do that. It'd be my pleasure. Because I really don't know where to go tomorrow. I mean, obviously, I'm going to wind up going somewhere for a drink, because that's what you guys want me to do anyway, right? And it's Friday, so we got to have a drink. Absolutely. We definitely have to do that. Dean says, "Yes, I remember your comment. You had the Omega 300 first watch. Join the club." Oshin has owned nearly 30 unique Rolex references. Oh, you watched? I haven't gotten to see it yet. Yeah, he did. He has. He had the Milgauss, but he didn't buy it for himself. He had the 2 blue Milgausses. He bought the black one with the intention of gifting it to me. So I don't know did he include that in his collection? He might have. But he knew where it was going. He just got to figure out how, when, where, why, how to pull that off, which he did. But he did have 2 blue Z Blues for a while. And I love that watch too, but I just don't think the blue is as great as the black. The black makes the green crystal pop. Right, Melly? Right, Melly? Right, Melly? Totally, totally, totally. Yeah. She says, Omega bros, Omega. Mike Allen says, Happy Thursday, Bashers. You the best. No, you the best, buddy. Ray Ray says, Tim Masso read out my comments once. I felt like my forehead had been touched by the Pope. Sure. Yeah, he read out mine once or twice too. I love to watch his lives. He's just that guy. It's extemporaneous. He is not looking things up. He knows the references, the movements, the dates, the times, everything about it. That guy, he is the true ass governor. He the governor. Hiteshi says, Happy birthday, Drew B. And Watch Flares. Hey, Watch Flares. Watch Flares is number one today because yesterday I missed a spot in the Gallery of Bashtards because it went into my spam mail. And I have to check my spam more often since I'm not really Gmail. The only Gmail account I have is for Bashers. That's it. I don't use that as an email client for anything else. So I'm unaware that stuff can wind up in the garbage and stuff that doesn't belong in there. And that drives me bananas. Franco Fiore, please upvote. Grazie mille, signore. Dean talking to Travis says, I keep most of my watches for a long time. Sold one after 5 years. I think Oshin changes watches more frequently. Well, I think he said he wasn't going to include the ones he gets that people send him because, that's not what you wanted anyway. It's not. So, yeah, I guess. I mean, his core ones that he keeps, those are the ones, which ones are his cores. I'll watch it. We'll see what he says. Dean, absolutely. And his experience with so many watches is relevant for a watch channel. Yeah, he's had them all. I don't think he's ever had a Patek. Has he? I don't think he's ever had a Patek. It's not a brand that thrills him like it doesn't thrill me. I don't care. I think they're farty, most of them. And I don't like the Nautilus and the Aquanaut. Just don't like those watches. Meh. You can get 6 watches you really want for the price of that crap. Are they great watches? Sure they are. Not my thing. For me, the Trinity, it is Vacheron, my favorite. Softcore Jericho coming back for you. 10 balloons in pounds. That's like 50 pounds in American money. Dirk just rewatched Queen at Wembley Live Aid. Radio Gaga. Listen, there's no other band in the world who could have pulled that shit off. The crowd all clapping and sync sent chills down my spine. Again, what a performer, Freddie Mercury. Yeah, listen, preaching to the choir, my friend. I got to see one of those dates. Incredible performances. The old Wembley. Wasn't the old Wembley just the most beautiful thing ever? Now it just looks like any old stadium. Who cares? Who cares? I love the old one. How they could, so unlike a European city to dismantle. They should have at least kept those towers because they were so beautiful. I don't get it. How about what a perfect set list that was? Soft Jericho. I mean, 7 Seas of Rye, Tear It Up, songs you wouldn't expect them to pull off. It was a great set. It truly was a greatest hits. There's if of course you can buy that on DVD, I'm sure. I have it on, I think, VHS. Live Magic is the audio record that comes from that. It's great, but it's a culmination of a lot of different shows. They put together, I think it's Budapest, Munich, a couple of other cities, because they were on that big tour with Status Quo as the opening act. Status Quo is another band that Americans have no knowledge of. No one in America has ever even heard of them. I think they had a minor hit in the late 60s, but Status Quo has been a gigantic band, or a, revered band in Europe for ages and ages and ages, especially in the United Kingdom. And that's a band that never made it here. Never, ever, ever. But yeah, Freddie Mercury, I mean, there's nobody. Listen, it's not debatable who the greatest rock frontman of all time is. It's not debatable at all. You know who it is? It's Freddie fucking Mercury. Here's the birthday boy. Happy Thursday, Dirk and the Bashers. Birthday night spent working yet again. We hate this. But dinner out with Louise on Saturday for a belated joint birthday. When is Louise's birthday? Can we talk about that? And Valentine's. You're a good hubby. You really are. And she's a very special lady. So you guys both deserve it. I hope you had a lovely special day, Melly C. So it's really your birthday. Amazing. Happy birthday to you, darling. It really is. I hope you had a very special day. I just heard a weird noise in my house. Hold on. I heard a noise that was unlikely. I'm all alone. Very unlikely. Happy birthday, darling. I'm going to put that in my calendar, and now I know when your birthdays are. That's one thing I've got to keep track of, too. Great storyteller, brings cattle up and down rough, rocky Boreen Road twice a week. He's 86 and triple bypass survivor. Oh, that's nice to know. Thank you for that, Ray Ray. David Fitzsimons. What did I watch yesterday? Oh, you know what I started watching last night? The Dublin Murders. I don't know her name off the top of my head, but she was in Bad Sisters, the one with the eye patch. She's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman. Wow. I'm digging it so far. It's very, very complicated show, as I find with most Irish detective-y things. British ones too, of course, because they're the procedural cop shows and crime shows in the UK and Ireland are just really, really well done. Birthday Basharisti, that needs a theme tune. You're right. Dave Fitzsimons. Time for me to get on that. I need a birthday tune. I'm going to work on that right away. This guy's got so many ideas. I'm just going to come out and tell you right now that Dave Fitzsimons came up with the idea for Dear Dirk, which I haven't done in a while, and I'll bring those back because I have a couple of good letters. They're real letters that people write me. I just haven't done it in a while. It was his idea, just so you know. Credit goes where credit is due. I don't think of everything, but you know what? Thank you. Look at this, guys. He's so creative. Birthday Basharisti. That is something I will definitely start working on. A birthday Basharisti tune. So when it's somebody's birthday, they get the tune, etc., etc. Thank you for that. See, I love it. It's you and me against the world. Sometimes it feels like you and me against the world. Anybody know who sang that song? And when one of us is gone and one of us is left to carry on. It's a great song. Really great song. Somebody tell me the name of that artist. I think we just recently lost them. I believe that's true. And it's a great song. Great song. Thanks for sending that, Mr. Basharisti. Mr. Fitzsimons, thank you so much. Where was I? Melly C says, thank you, Fergal. It was a lovely, lazy day. Isn't that the best way to do it? Good. I leave Drew plenty of Moonswatch comments. Happy birthday, Brew B. Did you get a new? He's got them all. I think he's got them all. Asheen has all of them. I think, or 6 or 7 or 8 of them. He's got a bunch of them. Happy birthday, Fergal. Hope you get a nice new shirt and a new grill watch, Dean. David Fitzsimon says there's a lovely clip on Asheen's of you receiving your mill gas. Oh, is that right? Aw, I cried. I was having really a shitty time about stuff, and I didn't know how much shittier it was going to get for a while. But that was a crazy moment. Paul was in on it, and he kind of I still had the black background, right? It was 2023. I still didn't have like my iBashers thing together, and he came in and put a box down. I was like, I'm doing my show. What are you doing here? Get out of here. Oh, that's nice. That was sweet that he put that in there. And DM, I've been fortunate thus far and have never sold a watch. Fantastic. That's great. Some people do, some people don't. Franco says, what a performance by him. Listen, and just to show you how much that movie drove me bananas, that freaking Bohemian Rhapsody movie, which was just such nonsense. And Sacha Baron Cohen was originally hired to play Freddie Mercury, and I think it would have been interesting. He's way too tall though. Freddie was like 5'9", 5'10", maybe 5'9.5", and he's a giant person. He said basically at the end of the day, he was on the Howard Stern show, and Howard Stern is a shock jock for Europeans he's international. People know who he is. He basically said that they wanted to just whitewash the whole thing. And I don't mean whitewash in a racial term. They just wanted to clean it up. So they didn't talk about all the cocaine and sex and leather bars and they didn't want to do that. And he wanted to do that because, of course, that's Sacha Baron Cohen. He totally wanted to do all the warts and all. And then they just decided, since Freddie is now a world icon with statues everywhere, and they wanted to go more of he's like a Walt Disney character. And, listen, he was a beautiful soul, beautiful person. He had flaws like the rest of us. I mean, just watch some of his quotes to Lisa Robinson, the very famous rock interviewer. I think he said at one point, she goes, do you have anyone in your life? He goes, I'm sleeping with absolutely everyone, darling. Everyone and everything. I mean, Freddie was a true one-off. There will never be another one. There'll never be a Beatles. There'll never be another Freddie Mercury. Everything else is negotiable, pretty much. I was at Live Aid. Oof. Outstanding gig. What a brilliant day. Wow. That's insane. Oh, see, you were there for that. That's the first time. Listen, in the video, the David Mallet video, they do the whole Radio Gaga thing. And the audience just decided, let's take that up. That's when videos were impactful and they meant something, and where, because I don't particularly like music videos because they can ruin the story that's already in your head. But Queen generally tended to not do that. They did more performative videos and things like that, which I think is great. But that video, which was Fritz Lang, Metropolis, very cool. And then they had all those extras doing the thing, and that they just took up the mantle, and it was brilliant. And I think the first time they ever saw that was at Live Aid, because they had just gotten off the Works tour, which was, by the way, the whole Magic tour, all of that stuff happened. A Kind of Magic, Innuendo, The Miracle, all that stuff happened after Live Aid, and they acted as if, oh my God, he's so brilliant tonight, and he's on death's door. He didn't even know. He probably went to the heaven that night, the club in the West End. He was still partying like it was 1999, that guy. But congratulations that you were there. That's incredible. Oisin has never owned a Rolex Sky Dweller or a Rolex Day Date. This is true. Make it happen, Oisin. Yeah, he likes day dates. I know that. I don't know how he feels about Sky Dwellers. I mean, they're beautiful. It's the most complicated Rolex there is. I love them. Nathaniel has one. It's beautiful. Beautiful watches. Yeah. Well, depends what you think, or a Cellini. The new one. Yeah, the 1908. That watch is beautiful. I think it's more beautiful than all the Calatravas now. I do. I think that they really that thing is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Dean says, happy birthday, Melly C. Absolutely loads to get. Yeah, if you want to go down that rabbit hole, Glenn says, happy birthday, Melly C. Hope you had a wonderful day. Very sweet of you. Dean says, Travis, the Cellini 1908, yeah, on his mighty wrists. I think Travis said, there's a couple of you guys have bigger wrists than he does. That's for sure. Turns out Emmett's got a bigger wrist, slightly bigger wrist. I never would have thought that, ever. He's not as tall. He's about 5'11"-ish. He's a manly man for sure, but I would never have thought that. But he put it on, and I was like, uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. I didn't know that. Didn't see that coming. Neither did she. Isn't that the same with the Prince documentary that just got canceled? Probably. Listen, there are people out there that still think Prince was gay. He wasn't. He was, that guy was as straight as an arrow. He loved women. Women loved him. Regardless of his musical genius, which is entirely not exaggerated. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right? I just thought about that for a second. I was like, wait a second. He's in there, right? I don't remember him getting in there or not getting in there. But anyway, I think it's probably time we talked about that. So I'll pull this crap up. So the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Does anybody really give a shit at this point? Because it's always such a joke. This year, they came up with a couple of things in here that are interesting. So here's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's in Cleveland. And the only reason why it's in Cleveland is because of a very famous DJ that coined the term rock and roll. And sure, I believe his name was Murray the K. I could be wrong on that, right? There's two big guys. Murray the K was one of them. So here are the eligible people that the the boardroom filled with cats came up with. Bad Company, The Black Crowes, Mariah Carey, Chubby Checker. How the is Chubby Checker not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when they opened the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Joe Cocker. How is Joe Cocker not already? How are any of the pioneers of rock and roll not in there? That's disgraceful. Madonna, and I'm a half a fan of hers. Joe Cocker, Billy Idol. Okay, everybody likes Billy Idol. Is he worthy of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I don't especially know. But we'll go through these. Joy Division, New Order. I couldn't care less. It's not my cup of tea. I know a lot of people love them. I couldn't name a single song from either of those bands. I'm sure I know the music. Mimi's going to kill me because she loves Joy Division. No, they're the same band. It's just the singer died, and I know about that. Cyndi Lauper. Okay, we'll get to that. Maná. He's a big star in South America, in the Spanish-speaking world, for sure. Oasis. Dean can talk about that all day long, as much as he wants. I couldn't care less. Outkast. I've liked a bunch of Outkast songs. Are they worthy of being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Fish. They are a Grateful Dead cover band. No. I'm going to wipe them off the list right now. Soundgarden. White Stripes. Okay, so there we go. That's the current list of people who they're talking about putting in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's interesting how Dean says, don't think Oasis. Do you have tickets? Are you going? I know you want to go. Don't think Oasis deserve to get in, especially when you can't get tickets. Well, they pulled a fast one. They were well aware of that Ticketmaster shit, and they went for it. And it's, there's very few people out there like the Springsteens of the world and the Pearl Jams of the world that listen, as annoying as Lars Ulrich is from Metallica, as annoying as Lars is, and I've sat next to him and listened to this guy chew gum and talk, and he is super annoying. He just doesn't shut up. But he's so passionate about the music and the band, and he's very smart at business. Now, that guy called everybody out about MP3s back in the day with Napster. He testified before Congress. He said, this is what's going to happen. He warned all the labels. We got to figure out a way to figure this out. We got to cap it off. I give him a lot of credit now. Sure, he's buying Kandinsky and Pollock and all this stuff now. He was one of those. He's from an era of bands that was able to make their money and get the hell out of Dodge. And now they can just do a summer tour of playing every stadium on planet Earth because they're that big. It's not a band I care about. Do I own a single Metallica record? I don't think that I do. Somehow I think that Master of Puppets is somewhere in my vinyl collection. Yeah, I didn't see it coming either. As you guys know, when I was a very young teen, I was a part of a band called Anthrax, which went on to be a pioneer of thrash metal. This was before they were thrash metal. And Metallica moved into the music building, which I've shown you guys on the show. It's across from the railroad tracks in the worst part of New York, one of the worst neighborhoods in New York. And we used to go down there and rehearse. And we were doing like Heaven and Hell covers and Mob Rules and Maiden and stuff. And Metallica moved in because they had the same manager. And I heard what they were doing. And the guitar player from Anthrax said, they're going to be the hugest thing in the whole wide world. We got to do that kind of music. And that when they started playing that speedy metal kind of stuff is when I was just like, ooh, I don't know what that is. And I was a kid anyway. I was like 15, 14. So it didn't really matter. But Lars Ulrich, incredible guy that... not a big fan of the way he plays drums and his gum chewing and his motor mouth, but this guy predicted the future. And they went to bat against Ticketmaster. They went to bat. So did Pearl Jam, Springsteen. These are artists that Taylor Swift got busted big time. That's her fake surprise look. Listen, you can say what you want about her, but she's a businesswoman. Good for her. because nobody's making money from records anymore anyway. Do I think Oasis deserve to be in the Rock and Roll? Let me go back to the list and show you the people, and I'll go through them real quick, and we'll talk about them. So, Bad Company. I kind of feel like Bad Company was put on the list because I don't think they've ever been nominated before. There's two very important things to talk about when you talk about Bad Company. One, they weren't together for very long in their initial whatever. I'm sure there's been reunions and stuff. But the two big things about them are, one, Paul Rodgers, one of the greatest bluesy rock and roll singers that have ever walked the face of this earth. Not one of my influences. That doesn't mean anything. He's influenced a trillion singers. He was the singer that Jimmy Page wanted in Led Zeppelin before Robert Plant. And I just finished another Led Zeppelin book. He was the guy that he wanted, but he was not interested. Not interested because he was in Free and wasn't interested. But he was looking for them. Then Deep Purple wanted him after Ian Gillan left. But he was in Bad Company at that point. And he said, no, thanks. And they wound up with David Coverdale. Thank you very much. So we get two for the price of one. Out of those two singers, I much prefer David Coverdale, but David Coverdale's already in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He finally got in there as a member of Deep Purple. But then you have all those great Whitesnake albums. So Bad Company. Bad Company, you can't deny. Bert Dundee says that Paul Rodgers' eyes are too close together. What are you on, the hate stream? Recent news is a lot of people who did get Oasis tickets have been canceled, mistaking them for bots. That must have really sucked. I heard about the bot thing with the Oasis thing. It's terrible. Bad Company. What are the Can't Get Enough of Your Love? Is that them too? Let me see what their big hits are. Bad Company, greatest hits. I'm trying to think of. I'm gonna know a ton of them. Let's see what they are. I just want to see a list. I don't want to this greatest hits. Okay. Holy Water. I only know that song because Paul Stanley and Ace Frehley covered it. Oh, it's a part of my rock and roll fantasy. Yeah. Ready for Love. Could be because I'm ready for love. Shooting Star. I'm sure I know that. I feel like making love. Yeah. Okay, know that. And that's it. That's all I know. And Bad Company. I don't know any other songs from them. They made like 3 hit records. They were on Led Zeppelin's Swan Song label, their Vanity label, which had a big office here in New York City. Do I think they deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I guess so, because I think Paul Rodgers is one of the most influential rock singers ever, blues singer, incredible singer. Whether or not his eyes are close to it, let me tell you something. That guy still got a 6-pack. If you see that guy now, guy is shredded. He never gave up his rock and roll body. That guy's in great shape. He still sounds exactly like he always did. He had a very unfortunate alliance with Queen. Very, very listen, for me, I would have been fine if they let Mark Martel in there, because at least it would sound like Queen. And I know he's a sound-alike and all that. He voiced a lot of the singing in the movie that they couldn't use from Freddie's original tapes, or they had to create a new scene. Adam Lambert, he's a drag queen. I have no interest whatsoever in going to see, the guy from the Kit Kat Club in Cabaret singing with Queen. He is technically a perfect singer, Adam Lambert. He's a flawless singer. Freddie was drinking tons of vodka tonics and smoking packs of Silk Cuts, and he'd have off nights. He'd cop out on notes. Adam Lambert is a flawless singer. He's just not the right singer for my favorite band. Paul Rodgers, it didn't make much sense. They played a bunch of Bad Company hits. So I'm going to say on the strength of the fact that Paul Rodgers is one of the most influential rock singers of all time, I'm going to say yes. The Black Crowes. Now, I've been ignorant about the Black Crowes for a very long time. I've said this before. I've seen 2 people shopping at Bergdorf Goodman, which is the most expensive retailer in New York City, the cuntiest kind of upscale shop. It's beyond Harrods. It's super exclusive. And I used to, in the late 90s, early 2000s, when bartenders in New York City were making money hand over fist, making like $1,000 a night. I was buying, Richard James suits and Tom Ford this, that, or the other, and shoes and stuff, once every 6 months. I saw Rich Robinson from the Black Crowes, and I saw, forgive me, I can't remember his name off the top of my head because I'm an old man now, the lead guitar player from REM, who I love REM. What's his name? I saw those two guys buying everything in the store, and I saw Rich Robinson hand over his American Express black card and just said, just give me a bunch of those in assorted colors. He was there with his girlfriend. It took me a long time to get hip to them. I think they were a great rock and roll band. I don't think they're influential in every way, in any way, shape, or form. I think that that they are a derivative, a really, really great derivative band. No, absolutely not. And they're not going to get in. Mariah Carey. I like Mariah Carey. I like the old Mariah Carey. I like the first 4 records, 3 really. Once she went all hip hoppy and started wearing scantily, covering clothing, and had rappers on her on her videos and guest stars featuring this. Mariah Carey featuring Big Boys 3, 759, and Cholila, and I don't like any of that crap. I hate the collabs; they suck. This is the first album. It's one of my favorite. That I played that record into the ground. Vision of Love, Love Takes Time, Vanishing, my favorite song on the record. Is she rock and roll? No, but I think the crux of the matter is, what the hell is rock and roll anyway? I'm not one of those guys that thinks they should leave hip hop out. I think rock and roll comes from R&B. It comes from Black American music anyway. The blues is an American art form that was, came from slavery and jazz, and it's the only true American art form. And all that rock and roll stuff. And then the Brits just figure out ways to do it better. All those, the Zeppelins and the Bad Companies and the Mott the Hoople, not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Humble Pie, not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. All these great, Clapton and Jeff Beck. The Brits just figured out a way. I think it's because of the Marshall amps and the voltage. They just figured out how to capitalize on the blues. And I think for the most part, they did a better job. I think that the Black Crowes are kind of like, Stones-ish, second-rate, third-rate Stones. Mariah Carey, I don't have a problem with her going in there. She sold like 300 million records. She sold more records than Barbra Streisand. She sold more records than Madonna. She's, and when you look up what people sell, people say like Rihanna's got the biggest. She doesn't. Rihanna has sold 250 million singles. They say record sales. We're talking albums here. We're talking albums. First Mariah Carey album, then Emotion, then Music Box. She's lip syncs now, and I don't have a problem with her going in there, but she's not rock and roll in any way, shape, or form. And now she's just this kind of, and her Christmas records are good. That song's amazing. I wish I wrote that. All I Want for Christmas Is You. It's amazing. She'll get in there because she's just huge. And she keeps coming back for more. She doesn't ever die. She just keeps on coming back. Joe Cocker, Chubby Checker. I'll just put them in one category. How in the hell are those two not in there? Chubby Checker is one of the pioneers of rock and roll. Should have been in there 100 years ago. Why is he not? Why in the world is Chubby Checker now? He should have gone in there with Fats Domino and Bill Haley and the Comets. It makes no sense. Joe Cocker, how many millions of singers have copied him or tried to, and they can't? I mean, it's impossible. Impossible. Shame on you, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, for putting ridiculous artists in there. Why don't you just put Kendrick Lamar in there, since everybody loves that guy so much? I watched it. It was just, is that good? I don't know. Do I not understand it enough I don't hear the poetry? First of all, I can't hear a word the guy's saying. I needed subtitles. If you want me to really enjoy your poetry, put it on the screen. I'll read it, because you're not putting it over well enough where I can comprehend it. I didn't care for that shit. Billy Idol. I like Billy Idol. We all like Billy Idol. You know, it's a good day for a white wedding. You know, Generation X. He's cool. Is he a pioneer? No, he's cool though, and I like him. Joy Division, New Order. I can't say much because I don't really know anything about them. I just, if you told me what their songs were, what's the biggest Joy Division song? Oh, Joy Division, Joy. I know that everybody had that T-shirt on. Everybody had that on. Love Will Tear Us Apart. Okay, I definitely know that. Transmission. I definitely know. Okay. Listen, I guess they pioneered the new wave sound, right? Or is that what they'd be categorized? And then New Order took that over. It became more electronic. So I don't think I'm qualified to say whether or not that they should be in there. I think that they've been influential, and I think that the criteria for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame should always been you pioneered something and or were influential enough to warrant your induction, you know. So there you go on that. Cyndi Lauper. I have a lot of things to say on her, but I'll keep it brief. Cyndi Lauper slogged it out in the New York rock and roll scene for the better part of 10 years before she made it big. She was in her 30s. She was in a band called Blue Angel. And if you've never heard those records, go check them out. Because of the wrestling and the Goonies and the girls just want to have fun and the bracelets and all that stuff, people don't take her seriously. She is a murderer vocalist. She is an absolutely astonishing singer who has, my favorite record from her is her third record. I think it's called A Night to Remember. She did I Drove All Night. That was originally written for her. She's got a song on that record called I want to run next to you, and I'll do anything that you want me to, but I don't know if you'll try. What's the name of that song? And I lose ground. I remember. Unconditional Love. There it is. Oh man, the vocals on that. Anything by her original band. She's a murderer. Is she rock and roll? She's totally fucking rock and roll. She's a rock and roll chick who made it big on pop hits, but when you go to see her live, she belts the crap out of it, has a rock and roll band on stage. I've seen her live. She's amazing. People are crazy. There's a lot of people saying bad shit about her. Maná. Now, Maná is, I believe, a Mexican artist, huge all over the world, legions of fans all over the place. If we're going to finally like wake up and smell the coffee and stop being so American-centric about stuff in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, 100% Maná should be in there. Do I like it? Not particularly. I think the vocals are pretty shitty, but it's huge and it's influential and legions of fans, and Maná plays stadiums. So no, I don't have a problem at all with Maná. Oasis. Once again, they're one of the most derivative bands in the history of the world. Do they have songs I like? Sure. Are the brothers entertaining and dicks at the same time? Sure. Do I care? Would I want to see them live? No, I'd be bored because I think their music is boring. But I get why other people like them. People say they're derivative of the Beatles. I don't hear the Beatles in anything that they do. I hear British Invasion, but I don't hear the Beatles. Do they belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Yes, because they're so big, they're so famous, and they were such a revolution. They created this, they were at the forefront of the Britpop thing. Who would I rather have in there? Pulp, Blur, Robbie. I get a lot of shit for that, but that's fine. No, and those two guys, Noel's the talented one, and Lean's the rock star. They're definitely getting in first ballot. There's no way around it. No way around it. They're definitely getting in. Outkast. I like Outkast. The Love Below. Big Boy's the biggest Kate Bush fan in the whole wide world. They are, in terms of hip hop and pop, because Andre 3000 is the melodist, and some of those songs are amazing. Hey, yeah. That, and then Big Boy, he's the rapper. It's a really good convergence. I've enjoyed their records, and I'm not a hip hop fan, but they made me enjoy their music because the way they do it. I think they were revolutionary, and I think that they should get in. I think that they're pretty cool. I like them both. I like both those guys. His speech inducting Kate Bush was just outstanding. What an outstanding guy, cool guy. Fish. No, they should that. Someone should erase that immediately. They just took over from the Grateful Dead. They're a jam band. They don't have any songs. They just blare it out for hours and hours and hours while people smoke weed and bore the living shit out of the rest of us. So no. Soundgarden. Did Nirvana in there yet? Because nobody calls it grunge anymore, right? Pearl Jam's a rock band, Nirvana's a rock band, Soundgarden's a rock band, Alice in Chains is a metal band. I don't care what anybody says. Do they belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Oh God, Chris Cornell. No, they don't. I don't think they did anything revolutionary enough. They had 3 hit songs. Did anybody want to sound like them? No, but everybody wanted to sound like Nirvana and Pearl Jam. But I don't think anybody, first of all, I don't think anybody could sound like Soundgarden because nobody can sing like that guy. Very few people have the pipes to possess what Chris Cornell did. Very, very, very hard to copy that guy. Do I think they belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? No, I don't. The White Stripes. This is tough for me because I hate the White Stripes. I think they're stupid. But at the same time, I get it. My opinion of Jack White over time has completely cooled. I used to be passionately thinking he was a charlatan, and now I don't think he is one at all. I think he's a very unique individual with a completely honest take on music and himself. He is his own man. He has his own label. I don't know what the Meg White thing, his wife's sister, wife. I don't know what the hell she was to him, but yeah, it's cool, I guess. I think he's a revolutionary artist. Like I think that 9 Inch Nails were. Not. I don't like 9 Inch Nails, and I'm not interested in Trent Reznor. But I see. How could you not, as a musician, as a singer, how could you not see how it revolutionized what happened after that? You know, I mean, Kraftwerk finally got in there. I don't listen to Kraftwerk. I would rather listening to a Devo or something, but people, they revolutionized it. So that's the list. And what people aren't in there still? Oh boy, it's all the whole list of people, like rock bands, like Ronnie James Dio, greatest hard rock metal singer there ever was. He's not in there. He wasn't included with the Black Sabbath induction. And those 3 records that he made with them, 4 records if you include Live Evil, sold millions and millions and millions of copies. I mean, those are Heaven and Hell and Neon Nights and Children of the Sea and The Mob Rules and all that amazing records. He's still not in there. Rainbow Rising, Long Live Rock and Roll, Stargazer. Come on. How was that guy omitted? The Scorpions, they've sold 150 million records. They're so international. And not only are they still going, Klaus, one of the greatest hard rock singers in the history of, he's amazing. Some of the most amazing guitar players ever. Michael, Matthias, Rudy, incredible band. Hits galore. They had as many hits as Foreigner had and Journey had. Still Loving You, Winds of Change, Rock You Like a Hurricane, No One Like You. It just goes on and on and on and on. They had so many hits. How are they not? They've never been nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then there's like Thin Lizzy. How's Phil Lynott not in the Rock and Roll? He's the ultimate rock god. He's the ultimate rock and roller. How is Thin Lizzy not? And they were huge on both sides. They were huge here. Huge. I'll never forget when my sister bought Jailbreak. I'll never forget those records. They were all over the radio. You couldn't get The Boys Are Back in Town off the radio here. Whiskey in the Jar. You couldn't get it off the radio here. You couldn't get. How is Thin Lizzy not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? It's just so. Who are they trying to please? And they finally got Jan Wenner out of there because he was Kevin Spaceying and putting his hands on too many guys' rear ends and annoying people. He's handsy old queen. And they finally got rid of him. But who are they going to put in there next? You know, I mean, I'm surprised that Donald Trump hasn't taken over the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and nominated Kid Rock to get in there. Because that's next. He's going to be performing at the Kennedy Center. It's just so incredibly stupid. So let's see what you guys are saying about this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame shit. And who cares, right? I know. Pocus pocus. Travis says Maná is a Mexican rock band or pioneers. They are. They're huge, man. I'm part of the international heavy metal community, and people who love Iron Maiden. Let's not talk about Iron Maiden, how they're not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. 100 million records, no radio play stadiums all over the world. They're bigger now than they ever were. Ridiculous. People who love Judas Priest and Scorpions and AC/DC and Guns N' Roses are obsessed with Maná. So there you go. It's ridiculous. Hey, Nita Pritz. Great to see you in the room. Hey, buddy boy. Great to see you. Michael Stipe. No, the other guy. Not Michael Stipe. The other one. Forgive me for not knowing his name. Lead Belly. Robert Johnson. Sir, old blues guys are amazing. We owe them some. We owe them everything. We would have no music if it wasn't for that. We would have no music for that. Franco doesn't understand. I know. New Order, Blue Monday. So Blue Monday, I know who Blue Monday are. They had a big hit here in the United States. Is that a splinter off of that band? I'm not unaware of that. Forgive my ignorance. Franco Fiore says I must be too old to understand Kendrick Lamar. It's just not for you. It's not for me either. I don't understand. Listen, when you get to a certain age, you know, none of these artists are, people love to say, I'm not a boomer, but people love to say, okay, boomer, but I also think there's something really pathetic about me going like, yo, Kendrick Lamar, and like acting all, that's my jam. It would look silly. It's not for me. So therefore I can't comment on it, but listen, Run DMC and the Sugar Hill Gang and LL Cool J and Mary J. Blige and all these people who contributed so much to popular music, that music comes from the same place that rock and roll comes from, the blues and jazz. It all comes from that. Without all those founding Black fathers of this incredible and ancestors of this American music, we wouldn't have any of that shit. So it's not fair. So there's a hip hop Hall of Fame, right? I don't know if anybody talks about it because it's not big and nobody really cares. Pop means popular. It doesn't mean rock. It doesn't mean rap. It doesn't mean it's easy listening. It means popular. So pop changes over time. The Carpenters. Karen Carpenter is one of the greatest singers in the history of the world. She was also a kick-ass drummer. They wrote amazing songs. Yes, they used Burt Bacharach and other Paul Williams and other great writers, but they also wrote great songs. They pioneered a sound. There's this beautiful sound in the 70s. It's probably considered yacht rock now, but it was it was called AM Gold. Basically, anywhere on the AM dial when you were listening to the radio, you'd hear Helen Reddy, who sang You and Me Against the World, or you'd hear Seals and Crofts or the Carpenters or Anne Murray or any of these great John Denver. They had this beautiful kind of soft rock sound, and it was big in the 70s when I was a kid, and it was great. And that was the sound. Like now everybody thinks it's farty. People thought the Carpenters were farty for so long. They're not farty. They were genius. Genius. Pink Floyd are absolutely 100% in it. Of course they are. Of course they are, because not only were they a popular band, they were a critic's darling. Rolling Stone used to lick their arse, for sure. And they put out Dark Side of the Moon, which is still on the charts. Melly C says, I once took room service up to Joe Cocker. When he stayed at the International Continental Sydney, he always ordered cucumber and Tabasco sandwiches. That's why his voice sounded like that. Tabasco. Amazing. Cucumber and Tabasco. Wow-wee. Joy Division. Ian Curtis was brilliant. New Order are very good, very different to Joy Division. Big catalog of music now. Brilliant stuff. Yeah, I don't know much about it, so I'm not really quite... I know Love Will Tear Us Apart, obviously. Ian Curtis, great stuff. Melly C says, apparently Robbie is doing the Super Bowl. No one knows who he is in the United States of America. No one's ever heard of him. They have no idea who he is. They think he's Robin Williams. I mean, he could headline any sporting event over there, but here, nothing. He's not even in a conversation. They released his movie in America, and nobody went to see it. I don't know how it did over there, but he's a superstar. I heard the movie was terrific. I'll watch it when it's free. Wings were the band the Beatles could have been. No Beatles, no Wings. Travis says, I'm going to say this incorrectly. Los Psychos, pronounced Psychos. Oh, Los Psychos is a band formed in Lima, Peru in 1964 that's credited with being the pioneers of punk rock. That's very interesting because I always thought that the Ramones and Television and the Dead Boys and Richard Hell and the Voidoids were punk. The CBGBs, Great Gildersleeves, the Lower East Side scene. But that's interesting. In 1964, I mean, listen, I guess you could say that Ray and Dave Davies could have created punk rock too, right? I mean, why not? Because that's kind of punky. It's kind of punky. Dave, Fahrenheit 451 says, Andy M, best concert we've been to was New Order and Pet Shop Boys at the Barclays in Brooklyn. Very cool. I've been to a bunch of shows in Brooklyn. I've seen Maiden there a bunch of times. I think, yeah, twice. How cool. Pet Shop Boys. I like the Pet Shop Boys. Fergal says, happy birthday, Drew B. Blue Monday is a song. Oh, what am I? Isn't there a band called Blue Monday too? Blue Sunday? I don't know. I thought there was. There you go. Thank you guys for correcting me. Blue Monday is the biggest selling 12-inch vinyl single back in the day. Joe LaFaro went to high school with one of the Sugar Hill Gang. Hey. Ian Curtis was the driving force in Joy Division. Then he killed himself. New Order was what? Yeah, that's what they became. Very progressive. Yeah. Anyway, we went on and on and on and on and on and on, or at least I did about that. It is time for everybody's inclusionary show, and this is called the Gallery of Bashtards.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
I have to pull up this thing. I have an email in here that's giving me a little bit of a hard time, but I'll fix it in 2 seconds flat because I know how to do that now. That's what I want. Okay, I'll get it home. This shouldn't be all. That's what I want. Where was it? I got it. Great. First out of bat today in the Gallery of Bastards is the incredible Crumpet and Pixel Show. Brrr. That's the one I want to share, kids. Thank you from Phil. Look at the boys and girls. Look at you guys. Look at you go. Hello, baby. This is the one I wasn't able to show the other night because it went into me spam. Oh, hi, guys. The Crumpet and Pixel Show. You are a big baby. Oh, man. Oh, no back feet. Oh, you're so cute. Thank you very much for this. Sorry about that. I don't know how I goofed that up. I know you sent a bunch. Something happened. There's some kind of weird scan on it, it says. So when I look on it, it does that. Yeah, and here's the latest ones. Because I think that one got screwed too. Because I found them both in the spam thing. So I want to make sure I got them all. Here's an installment of... this is the one, yes. Fur baby goodness. Plus my rotary tank. My grail for Wednesdays would be a VC 1921 Historique. You and me both, baby. You and me both. Wow. Hello, honey. Hello. That's beautiful. Yeah, we did the whole tank thing a couple of weeks back where we're talking about our favorite tanks. Amazing. I love chenille throws, by the way. I have a great chenille throw that I have to have repaired. It was Laverne's favorite blanket, but she'd put her nails through it a couple times and it got kind of shredded. And it's like 70 years old. It was Paul's Aunt Gloria's. Oh, look at that. Ogling that glass of wine and thinking, how could I tip that over? That's a pretty watch, man. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. That dial's gorgeous. What a classic shot, man. Wow, that is fantastic. Look at them. It's like the two-headed monster. Look at the eye color. Oh, my God. And they're both tabbies. We just can't tell. Isn't that unbelievable? Thank you for those, man. And sorry about that the last time. I don't know how I goofed that up. I really don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Here's from Kieran. Let's share this up. It's a whiskey. He's having a whiskey today with some deliciousness. Look at that. Look at the Aquaterra with a Bushmills Triple Distills 10-year-old single malt Irish whiskey, sherry cask finish. I'm not a whiskey guy, but that looks pretty good. I guess I was thinking about trying to figure out a way to weasel my way into that world, but I just don't love whiskey. But maybe I do now. Maybe I do now. Great shot, man. Thank you so much, Kieran. Amazing. Oh, this is interesting. So Oisin sent me these pictures. So a guy sent him, Dean, you might want to, yeah, that was an old email. Yeah. Because you spend all day flaming watch flares. Well, that's why they were both in there. So I wanted to make sure, even if I did show them, which I might have, that we covered it, because I want to make sure you get full coverage on the show, baby, because you deserve it. And Crumpet and Pixel deserve everything. So Buddy has sent him these shots. So here we go. This is what's going on. You see the striations in the crystal there? It's the way the light's reflecting on the sapphire crystal, the sapphilite, because they've created a whole brand new category with this particular crystal to mimic what Hesselite does. I didn't get to see this particularly because I did not go outdoors, but here we go. They're like these. It's like a half moon throughout the whole thing. Does it bother me? No. I mean, could they fix that? I don't know. Is it a defect? Apparently, the customer service didn't treat him all that well, and he was very offended by it. Because he thinks it's a defect. I don't necessarily think. They said, no, that's just what it does. I don't know. I mean, in direct sunlight, can you not see it? I guess you'd have to handle it and see how distracting it is in real life. Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, he sent them these very detailed shots. Yeah, all these lines on here. It's very interesting to see. I didn't see that when I handled it, and I handled it for a couple of hours. And I was under some big lights, but it was a controlled environment. Still, I mean, I get why he'd be upset, but I don't know if it's really something to get bent out of shape. That looks crazy. Looks dirty or dusty. I mean, I think I'd be a little upset if it looked like that all the time, but I think it's only when the light catches it in a certain way, but I don't know. Here's a picture of him driving. I don't really see it there. Well, I guess I do. Maybe it's just the way that crystal was constructed. Yeah. AP says something really smart. Those light manipulations will be very desirable someday if they do something later on in the manufacturing process that makes it go away. Isn't that true? Oh, I've got the I've got the Hesselite with the circles. I've got the sapphilite circles. Sapphilite circles. Oh, mine has this. Oh, it's going to be SC. Is that an SC first Omega space? Oh, mine's FC. Mine's yeah. It's good. I mean, it doesn't bother me. I don't know. It doesn't bother me at all. But I think you're right about that. Anyway, I thought that was really interesting. I really did. That's why I put it on the show. Why not? He just sent that to me to look at. Drew B, this is what he's doing. This is why he's not around right now. This is what he's up to. He's got his own private balcony and his own jacuzzi and in his chalet or wherever the hell he is. Congratulations and happy birthday to all our birthday folks today. Drew B, Melly C, and Fergal. Happy birthday to you all, and you deserve it. I see a water over there. I want a martini there or a glass of wine or something, Drew B. I want to see that. You deserve it, buddy boy. For sure. He deserves it. Melly C, Eminem madness, Mark and Mindy madness. Madness, Mark and Mindy madness. We're just a sucker for your cuteness, lady. We're all just suckers for your cuteness because you're about as cute as they get. That's a fact, Jack. You. Yeah, and I just can't say, as Dana would say, I just can't. That's what the kids are saying these days. I just can't. Yeah, the level of cuteness here is beyond compare. We know you're a devil. We know you're a devil lady, but we don't care. We love you anyway. I just want to smush her. She's not going to want that, right? Oh, look at you. Oh, Mork. So pretty. Such a beautiful boy. Oh, that's the cutest thing ever. That's when you know that your cat trusts and loves you when they're able to do that and they turn off the world. They're no longer putting their antenna up to see if they're going to get eaten. Because that's what that's what the wild does to them when they're out there. My neighbor Rose's cat, she's not her cat. She takes care of it. We bought it a heated house. But the second I approach the house, he takes off because he knows I'm coming and he can't hear me. He can sense me with his spidey sense. Oh, beautiful boy. You're a beautiful boy. He looks very content and very happy. Eminem madness, smoking Mindy madness. You're too much, lady. Thanks, Melly C, and happy birthday. Thank you so much. Ray Ray says, just because. Now you all know that he's on the fence. Is this puppy still available? We've come up with names for it and everything. Is this puppy? You sent me another. You said just because. Yes, we all say you should get it, Ray Ray. You're always home. It's good. You're not going to leave him alone. Keep him away from the sheep and give him a great name. We all say yes, Ray Ray. But how is that cat not adopted by now? That dog not adopted by now? He's so cute. Joint wrist shot with my better half. Oh, that's nice. Travis, fantastic. Oh, look at this. Uh-oh. Twin reversos. Woo, child. That is what we're talking about. What are you guys having there? Can I just do this real quick? What are those? For a minute, I thought they were mozzarella sticks, which I just love. Look at this. Yeah, he's got a monster wrist on him. Look at the size of this guy's wrist. It's impressive. These watches are out of control. Wow, look at that strap. Is that green? Oh, brother. I mean, my God in heaven. Listen, folks. When it comes to watches, listen, that is one of the most beautiful things ever. Gorgeous. These are beautiful pieces. Wow. You have the small seconds. Wow. Look at that. Fantastic. Enjoy that wine. What are those things you got there? They're cool looking. What are they? What are they, Travis? Tell me if you're still around. Gallery, JC Kingsley. Oh, what are you having there, buddy? What do you got going? A big old baked potato and some shrimp poppers. I like that shimmery shirt. Oh, you look like you're having a lot of fun. Where are you? Where is this place? What are you guys having? It's out for a big meal. Look at that big boat. That's a great serving tray. Very cool. JC Kingsley throwing down the gauntlet. And Gallery, China, our old fur baby. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. One of these days I'll dig up pictures of all the kitty cats and the dog in my world. Oh, look at you. You're a baby. That's a puppy dog, too. What a puppy. Isn't it amazing when you think about when you go back in time? Do you timestamp life? I timestamp life. Sometimes I'll just lay down or I'll be in a place or I'll touch a tree and I'll just go timestamp. And I always remember them. Like I'll never forget one day I was taking an afternoon nap on the bed with this was pre-Laverne. This was Dingo, my dog, Murray, and Glaucus, my cat. And I just remember looking at everybody sleeping on the bed with me and I just said, bliss. Remember this always. And I do. I remember it always. I remember it always. It was bliss. Thank you for that. It's beautiful. It just makes you remember the things that you love and the ones that loved you back. You know, it really does. It's a beautiful thing. He says, just a big dinner. That's great. That is the Gallery of Bastards, my dearest ones. Thanks so much.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
The world. Watch Flair says it's because I spend all day spamming. That's why his email wound up in the spam. I'm sure it's not. Travis says whiskey is an acquired taste. Once acquired, all bets are off. I mean, I wish I could because I love the art of it. I want to go to Isla and visit all, and I want to be able to taste those whiskeys and know I could know what I'm talking about, but I can't taste it because I'm not built for it. And I'm a little jealous of all the folks out there that enjoy whiskey because I just don't like it. It tastes like Band-Aids to me. That's the comment he had. The light manipulations. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. People are going to say they're going to want that version of it. You know, cute puppy. It's a beautiful puppy. You can't stay on the fence that long when there's a puppy because people adopt them. Now, all I can think about are mozzarella sticks. Me too. I think if I go to a diner or any restaurant I've ever been in, you know, when you're not in like, you know, fine dining establishment, I'm having dinner with Nathaniel this Saturday. I'm looking forward to that. We're going somewhere in New York. I won't be streaming it. And we won't be getting mozzarella sticks. I won't be doing that. But anytime I'm in a diner or anything, I'd love to compare the mozzarella sticks all over the place. I know it's crap food and it's junk, but I love them. And some places are better than others. Man, there's a very big difference. There's the frozen kind, which always suck. But then you'll go to a place that makes their own. And sometimes you get a great mozzarella stick, but they'll have horrific marinara sauce, like in diners. It's just never get anything Italian in a diner. They're terrible. It's always terrible, always, always terrible. I just recently went to a place and it was a diner, and they had maybe the best mozzarella sticks I've ever had, and their marinara sauce was pretty damn good too. So, you know, JLC in the wild, outstanding. Indeed. Travis says, just some random crisps with marinara while wine tasting here in California. How fantastic. I'm telling you, that wrist shot there, Travis, that is like a mega magazine. You should call Rolex. You should send that to Rolex. I think they would love it. AP says that's a beautiful practice. Too many of us fail to fully appreciate moments like that. Yeah, I'd still do it to this day when only for good things, never for bad things. But I've got like imprints that I kind of snapshot because we forget things. But I'll never forget many things. When my brother and I opened up a deli in 1994, I just come off the road with my band. He wanted to open up a deli. My brother opened up a deli. I should say it was his. But he roped me and my dad into working there and hoping it was going to be a big success. It lasted for a couple of years. And then because we were across the street from a major university, they decided to destroy us by opening up a commissary on campus after using us for many years. I touched a tree on Queens Boulevard and Union Turnpike, and it just said, this could be the start of a new adventure. This could be the start of a new adventure. And every time I'm ever near that neighborhood, like I did jury duty a couple of years ago, it was grand jury duty, which I had never been on before, which basically grand jury is just indicting people. So you get, it's not one case, you get like multiple cases over the course of your period of being a juror, the rural juror. And we convicted everyone. Every day I went to touch that tree because it's still there. So yeah, little things you have to remember, that moments, the way your mom laughs, or, that my dad, before he went, I used to go over to my house, my parents' house. My father loved the way I made scrambled eggs because I made them super soft and I don't use milk. And I'll never forget, I made him a cup of tea and some scrambled eggs, and he just looked at me and goes, just right. And I'll always remember that too. And a million other moments. But yeah, it's a practice I do, but just do it. Joe LaFaro, $20. Great Thursday show. Oh, thank you, Joe. Dear Joe, 1999. Thank you so much. Big bang boom for that. What a sweet thing to do. Helping out the show, keeping it going. Guys, without you guys, I'm nothing. So thanks very much for letting me come into your lives every single day and supporting the channel. It really makes a huge difference, and I can continue to do the show, and I love doing it for you. And Travis, thank you for the stream, Dirk. Cheers, Bashers. Travis, thank you so much. Like I couldn't have said it better than I just said it before. Thank you, everybody, for supporting the channel. You support me in so many different ways. I'm grateful for everything that you do. This channel is doing this show and meeting all of you people has changed my life. So super chat, let's give you super chat. Let's give you the Will Smith chair. We renamed that. I didn't, they did, but it was funny. Let's give him the real one because he deserves it. He deserves you. Whiskey or whiskey. I believe that whiskey with an E is the correct way. The Irish and the Scottish and that's the way. Whiskey is something you see in America and Canada. So I would assume that the correct one is whiskey with an E. It looks stupid without it to me. I'm sure Canadians will disagree, but I think Americans also leave off the E. I like it with the E. I think it looks better. Melly says, I wish I would taste whiskey, but I'm allergic to malt. Let me ask you a question, though. If alcohol is burned off, is the malt get burned off, or is the malt technically still in there after distilling? You might be able to, because distilling things takes, like, people said I could drink. Like, I'm definitely allergic to coconut. If I come in contact with coconut, I can't breathe. If I eat it, I can't breathe. It closes my windpipe. I get anaphylaxis from it. If it touches my skin breaks out. I'm like severely allergic to coconut. But somebody said to me that I don't drink vodka either because I think vodka is gross. But somebody said you could have a coconut vodka because it's distilled out. Of course, I don't want to tempt fate and try it, but who knows? I don't know. We should look that up for our birthday girl. Andy M. Band-Aid, like sticking. Oh yeah, let's not get into that. They're Band-Aids, god damn it. I know. Nobody says sticking plaster, do they? It's just plasters. And I don't know elastoplast. What the hell is that? Cotton buds. Anybody got their cotton buds? It's a Band-Aid. Tastes like a Band-Aid. Band-Aid brand. You guys have to have Band-Aid brand plasters there. You must. You just don't call them Band-Aids. I love that. I love that became a huge thing. Softcoin Terracope with 50 pounds towards your out and about fun for tomorrow night. Happy birthday to iBashers who mentioned their birthday. You rock. No, you Softcore Terracope coming back for you. That's gigantic. Thank you so much for that. That's a mega super chat. Thank you so much, Softcore Terror Corp. Thank you so much, everybody. RP1960 saw a sad post about, oh no, Brian Setzer of the Stray Cats is being diagnosed with an autoimmune disease that prevents him from playing the guitar. You know what? Put the freaking Stray Cats in there. Brian Setzer, one of the sickest guitar players in the whole wide world, plays pure ass rock and roll. Why? They had hits galore. Come on. They started a revolution too. Come on. Oh, no, I have to look that up now. Travis, Michaela has a shot with our reversos and hers. 3 reversos? Oh, you guys all met? I'm so jealsies now. Sad news for the Stray Cats. Joe LaFaro says, thank you. No, thank you, Joe LaFaro. No coconuts in Ireland. There's lots of palm trees, though. I don't think there's any kind of... I've never seen a coconut there. But amazing how the Irish love different foreign tastes, though. I'm sure coconut is huge in Ireland now. I'm sure, like, do you have a coconut water, right? Siobhan, you have your coconut water? Oh yeah, Maeve. Well, we love the coconut water stuff that you've never seen. Like I said, when I was a kid, everything was boiled in a pot. Cabbage, meat, carrots in a big pot. And now they love a good curry. There was no curry when I was a kid. I never saw that. You never. It was sausage. I full Irish, That's all there was. They've come a long way, baby. What an international culture now. It's unbelievable. And look, Joe, this is for you because Paul always says that polenta is for chickens. Because in Italy, polenta was considered what all the poorest of the poor people ate. And now it's a delicacy and it costs $42 in a restaurant to get polenta. It's just cornmeal. It's hilarious stuff. Guys, wow, thank you so much. What an amazing show. You guys, you lift me up. Is Whitney Houston in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I mean, shouldn't she go in there before Mariah Carey since she kind of coattailed that? Kind of, right? A little bit. That's what I think. Anyway, I had a really great time. I hope you guys did too. Thank you to Andrew, Softcore Terracore, Joe LaFaro, Travis, and Softcore Terracore with the Big Bang Boom. You guys, thank you so much. Wonderful. I had a great time today. Hope you enjoyed the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame breakdown on what kind of bullshit it is. And okay, Boomer, that doesn't apply to me, but it does because I don't get a lot of the crap that's out there right now. I don't. But listen, man, time marches on. There's always going to be music and bands that the younger generations gravitate towards. It's always going to be that. But it's also cool that we live in a time when you can't get tickets to go see a Led Zeppelin movie because everybody else wants to. And I think that that's great. I don't even care that Oasis are getting in the Rock and Roll of Fame. I think they're going to get in there the first. I think they're going to get the most votes and all that stuff. I haven't looked at the voting yet because they have the fan vote. I vote every year because I wanted Kate Bush to get in there, and she did. She did. She got in there, which I can't believe they let Kate Bush in there because I always felt like she was my little dirty American secret because she's so popular in the rest of the world and nobody knew who she was. If it wasn't for Stranger Things, she never would have got in there. But anyway, I digress. Guys, thank you so much. What a wonderful show. Thank you so much for all the stuff that you do. Tomorrow, I'll be on the road. I'm going to do a bash on the streets. Bash on the streets. Dogs are all around. The cats are all in heat. I can't wait to be there for you. Thanks so much, guys. Remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. And you run into somebody, they're not so nice. Do yourself a favor, give them the benefit of the doubt. You never know what they're going through. They could be the nicest person in the whole wide world, or they're a Bashers.